Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live. Another edition of the REMINGTOM podcast. And make no mistake, this was supposed to be the Gladiator 2 edition. We were going to go see Gladiator 2 this weekend. Denzel Washington, our boy, back in the movies. He's been in the movies, but back in like a major picture. And of course, IP as well too. I know, he's got sort of his own franchises. He's did another Equalizer movie recently, a third Equalizer movie. That's kind of its own little thing, but The Gladiator, of course, one of the more popular remakes / sequels that has been anticipated for some time now. We were gonna make time to go see Denzel Washington. We had a little window between work and we were supposed to jump on tonight, and it got to the point, chat, where the person that was gonna do the shift change with us at work, it was like, what's happening? The clock is ticking by and they're not showing up. So, yeah, we missed the show time for Gladiator 2. It's unfortunate, chat. Do we just have to wait for it to hit streamers now? I don't know if that was our one shot, but we'll see what happens here with the rest of the Thanksgiving weekend. Black Friday, maybe we sneak in there for a little Gladiator 2 on Black Friday, chat? Maybe they should have just dropped it on Black Friday. I don't know. But it did do... I did see that it was doing pretty well at the box office. Can we look that up quick? That won't spoil it, the opening box office. If anything, that'll be encouraging, right, chat? Because people are seeing it. Word of mouth. And of course, we know the theaters are dead right now. Nobody wants to go see movies outside of their homes anymore. But it does seem like... And the number that I saw was good as well, too. I remember seeing one headline that was like, in a revival day for the box office. And it was like, okay, I get that it's probably an uptick from what's been happening. But, it's not necessarily Barbenheimer level stuff. And obviously that is an historic, once in a who knows how long type event. But still, the number was maybe a little bit lower than, well, no, maybe not. We make no mistake, chat. We don't know anything about movie numbers. We have to see it 3 years later when the number's set in stone and go, oh yeah, that is a lot of money. Where does it rank in the all-time list? But let's see here. Oh, because it was going up against Wicked. That's right, chat. Uh-oh. It may have gotten rolled in the box office by Wicked. Let's see what happened. Of course, you got to take the kids to go see Wicked. But Gladiator 2, Denzel? I mean, Denzel's going to be a better... you want your kids to emulate Denzel more than anything in Wicked. So you might as well just go see Gladiator 2. But Wicked opened at a estimated 114 million to top the domestic chart, while let's see here, globally 164.2. Gladiator is projecting 55.5 domestic opening, a strong start for a male skewing sword and scandals film. In parentheses, on Saturday the estimate was 60 million. It is expected to draw huge numbers overseas. Whoa. Whereas it already has earned a 165.5 million for a global total of 221. Wow. So the global for Wicked is 164.2 with 114 of it from the US, but Gladiator's going to open at 222 overseas? Wow, chat. Gladiator, the international success. But in North America, combined domestic revenue for all films clocked in at nearly 200 again. Okay, yeah, so both films very successful. The box office is back, chat. People are loving this movie. And I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score was good as well. Feels like we haven't seen a good Rotten Tomatoes score in a while on a picture that mattered. I guess I'm thinking Marvel movies. So we haven't had a Marvel movie that had a good Rotten Tomatoes score. But obviously Oppenheimer ended up going on to win Best Picture. But it's if both those movies had gotten 60-some% at the Rotten Tomatoes score, I mean, that would have been crazy. the moment they were having, and just where they were at in their careers. Nolan with Nolan, and what ended up happening as well too at the Academy Awards, kind of peaking, getting Best Director, but then, it helps when they're actually both good, because you don't have to fake it. But make no mistake, what would it have been like if both movies were bad? Oppenheimer is interesting because I don't know necessarily, how many people have been rewatching it time and time again. There might be scenes that you go back to. The atomic bomb scene, of course, is what we're talking about, chat. But the testing scene. But as a whole movie, it may not necessarily have like some all-time legs. Will it be like Nolan's Godfather, chat? But even The Godfather, who are we just listening to talk? Somebody was talking about how the people don't like The Godfather. Kids don't like The Godfather. I forget who that was, chat. We listened to too many pods, but somebody was just talking about how the young guys in America, they were talking about how us, chat, we're not really watching The Godfather, which is true. If I'm being honest, I've never seen any of the Godfather movies, and whoever this mystery person was that I can't remember that was talking about it said cited one of the main reasons for it being too long. It may have not even been recently, chat. It was probably an old pod from like 3 years ago that we were just had on the other day. So, I mean, we had it on recently. Who knows if this was even a recent conversation. But either way, it's still true. People my age, I don't feel like are going back to The Godfather. I'm basing it off my own experience of not having watched it. But I don't think anybody I know has ever seen The Godfather either. And make no mistake, chat. I mean, we know some people some film buffs, chat. They're film buffs. They're buff and they like film. I mean, the whole package, chat. But I don't think The Godfather has been. And if they've seen, I don't think any of it's been like a rewatch type of ordeal or something. It may have been on, and they see. You can't. I can't. I don't know the whole Rolodex of movies that they've watched, chat. But it's definitely not a movie that's been brought up in conversation in our groups, and not a movie that I ever just ever hear brought up ever in any type of setting. So, well, obviously it does, again, get brought up with the other adults, but not for us, chat. And maybe Oppenheimer will be a little like that, where in the moment it was like, yeah, great movie. If you ask me if it was a great movie, it's like, yeah, Oppenheimer is a great movie. If you watch it, obviously it's going to be good. It's long. You got to tell them, it's 3 hours, of course. But I think you would definitely make that claim with The Godfather as well, too. You'd be like, get through it. Now, maybe The Godfather, again, which we have never seen. I feel like The Godfather plot is just a better hook because, the whole mob stuff. And plus, we already love mob movies as well, too. It's kind of shocking that we've never seen The Godfather. I feel like, they're calling it the greatest movie of all time. So it's just something you can throw on, chat. Maybe it is. But again, it is 3 hours long, so it is quite a commitment. But again, it's going to be good. So it's like Oppenheimer. Yeah, it's going to obviously, it's 3 hours. It's going to have its moments. But as a total start to finish movie, it'll be fine. But, I don't know who's throwing it on. So maybe, it won't have the all-time legs. But yeah, both those movies definitely delivered at the box office. Barbie as well, too. I've found myself defending Barbie, chat, a couple of times. I mean, you don't want to spend, a couple hours with Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, chat? You're not down for a good time like that? I guess I'm the crazy one, chat. I guess it's not something I've thrown on a ton, but anyways, chat. Seems like we've got the mini Barbenheimer weekend with the Gladiator 2 and Wicked releases. Can somebody come up with the name for that, chat? Do we have something? Too Wicked? Nah, we'll workshop it. Come up with something else. But yeah, we'll definitely get Gladiator watched. If not now, in 6 or 8 months when it's on streamers. I don't know if we want to look up who released it, see what streamer it's going on, but what it'll be Peacock, chat, Max, Does it say in this article about the box office? Oh, look at it. Even does say later in this article while these box offices won't come anywhere near matching the domestic openings of Barbie at 162 and Oppenheimer at 82. They are indeed appealing nearly all demos, including to an ethnic diverse audience, chat. Wow, you love to see it. You love to see it, chat. Thanksgiving. Yeah, other movies releasing this weekend as well too. But the Wicked one, we might watch that, chat. We might give that a watch. I'm down to see if Ariana Grande is a good actor. Has she been in anything else, chat? Is that a dumb question? I think she's a Disney Channel kind of person, right, chat? Ladies, the ladies in the chat are going to be upset that we don't have the Ariana Grande movie list memorized, but Wicked is definitely the first big project that I've definitely seen her in, chat. Oh yeah, she's in Don't Look Up, chat. Is she actually in the movie? Did she get cut out? Is that a deleted scene? Where's Ariana Grande in that? Riley Bina? That's the name, chat. Bina. We can say that. Well, maybe. There's some stuff, chat, but you know, she's apparently in Don't Look Up. Otherwise, mostly music videos. Kidding? A TV series? Can we just filter out the music videos here and see what she's done? Is this going to be the Ariana Grande break, chat? Is she going to get into acting? What is the pop star into acting versus the rappers into acting? Because right now, who's the best pop star into actor? Well, you've got what, Olivia Rodrigo, actor into pop star, but you got Selena Gomez. Has she been nominated for anything? Like, did she get a Golden Globe nom or something like that? And there may be other ones as well too, going back, chat, that we're not going to be able to recall off top, but you know, from our era. And you know, Taylor Swift is obviously in a couple of movies. She's made some appearances, but she's not really doing anything recently, or, you know, made the transition as well too. Do we have to pause that? I'm not sure if YouTube's going to flag that sentence, but I mean, you see now Selena Gomez seems like more actor focused. I don't know if she's definitely said that, chat, but we're not Google flagging the Selena Gomez news. Oh, she's in the newest Men in Black movie, Ariana Grande, as an alien on the TV monitor. In uncredited. Zoolander 2, chat? Okay, we haven't checked out the second Zoolander. We definitely need to put that one. That's going straight on the watch list. I don't know why we haven't seen that one yet, but oh yeah, some voice acting, some TV show credits. I Party with Victorious. Okay, Cat Valentine. This is us catching up on, oh, Nickelodeon, chat? Was she Nickelodeon? Was she like on an episode of Barney and Friends with Selena Gomez at one point? How come that's not in the acting credits? Was there an episode with the two of them and Tim Dillon? I don't know if they all made an appearance together, but this looks like the show, chat. Was this a show? Her role is Cat Valentine. Oh, Victoria Justice. This was the Victoria Justice show, chat. I mean, make no mistake. We know these people from Instagram and Snapchat, but from the Disney Channel? From Nickelodeon? I don't know so much about that. But definitely her first leading role, it looks like, in a movie. Or, you know, I guess, is she the lead, or is the... Yeah, what's the character name of the witch here, chat? Elphaba? And then Galinda, Ariana Grande is playing Galinda. Jeff Goldblum is the wizard. That's right, chat. We saw the trailer. I'm not going to lie, the trailer, I don't know if it roped us in. But yeah, it did have Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh in it as well, too. I mean, Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz, I don't know why that's not the movie. You know, with all due... Again, we have this movie. It looks like it's scoring really well, so I'm sure the actors in the lead role crushed it. But is that the spinoff that will get us in the theaters, chat? The Jeff Goldblum Wizard movie? Where he's the Wizard of Oz? I know they've already done Oz type movies, right? They've done movies about the wizard. When it comes to the Wizard of Oz IP, we've definitely stuck to the OG. That's the one to go with, chat. I don't feel like you need to necessarily... We're not so committed to the franchise that we're going to start venturing out into the remakes and some of the newer stuff that they've done. And there's already a Wicked Part 2 on IMDb. Expected next year, this time next year, November 21st, 2025. Follows the future Wicked Witch of the West in her relationship with Galinda. The second part feature film adaptation. Yeah, I guess it's not really going to say, like, it picks up from where Dorothy, they thought she was dead and brought her back to life. Probably not going to be any spoilers in there quite yet, but that's crazy, chat. A part 2 in the works already. So if they're already making a part 2, can we just queue up production for Jeff Goldblum as the wizard? Let's see. Is Jeff Goldblum as the wizard returning in part 2? Maybe that'll tell us about the performance, chat. Unless, of course, it's set in a different time. Oh, no. Here we go. We got Goldblum back in the suspected cast. Same directors. Same yeah, you expect same correctors. So maybe this is a little Avengers-ish, chat. Did they just do this pause in 2 parts in one go? Pause. Just film both movies at one time. Knocked it out. But if it hits streamers, we'd give this one a shot. Make no mistake, this is the type of movie where, you know, if it's a good movie and a lady wants to throw it on, chat, you're like, okay, I'll watch that movie for sure. That's fine. Wicked. Now, Ariana Grande PG-13. PG, chat? We'll see what she ventures out into as an actress going forward, what kind of role she lands. But for now, seems like a good start. Definitely a big name. Big role to get. So, make no mistake, Gladiator 2 is definitely on the priority as we are. What did this article say, chat? We are in the the demographic for the sword swinging man. Is that a pause, chat? Do they need to throw up? Does the editor need to throw a pause in this article? Male skewing swords and scandals. Okay, yeah, male sword swinger would have been kind of crazy. Maybe they rewrote that line. Maybe the editors did throw a pause in here, chat. Who knows? I feel like you can't have male and sword though in the same sentence. Maybe you can though, chat. I don't know. The rule of the author, of course, is to try to sneak all these sneaking all these things in, but I feel like those 2 words are definitely keywords that you'd be looking out for. But good to see that people are excited to see a movie that it's good to see that movies can still have a productive rollout. You know, we've seen it in music especially. Well, I guess we saw it with Tyler. I was going to say with Kendrick. But, you know, even though this Kendrick album, I almost said the Kendrick album, but I was seeing even more stuff as well too, chat. We were saying in our reaction, which if you haven't seen yet, it's still on the YouTube. Go check that out. We were saying that, and we were seeing online that some people were theorizing that maybe this wasn't the final sort of next Kendrick Lamar phase sort of project, that this was maybe kind of a tape leading up to the next big album. And I would definitely, you know, I was probably leaning maybe more just trying to, you know, enjoy the album and say, yeah, this is the album enjoy it. It's going to be great. This is a great, and not that saying that we were like, trying to talk ourselves into it. We were just saying like giving the album the moment that it deserved, leaning toward, hey, maybe this is just what he's decided to drop. But, now stepping back from it as well, too, it's like, okay, and hearing some of the conversation and some of the reviews about it, it's like, yeah, I think there's definitely something else in the works that he's going to drop probably after the Super Bowl sometime as well. But even though he didn't have a rollout for this upcoming project, the world was on notice for Kendrick to drop something. So the whole year was kind of a rollout to the next Kendrick thing. And even though the project wasn't specifically announced, and there was some Instagram Easter eggs that people were pointing out after the album released. I was like, oh yeah, he was hinting to this kind of thing. So maybe he continues to build on the GNX theme somehow, chat, in the next album as well. Because again, Kendrick is a, cohesive, all the pieces kind of fit together in the puzzle type thing. So if this was going to be a tape for the next album, yeah, maybe it's just like a tape of, J. Cole might delete later. It's a banger tape, just a collection of Lucy songs that you're throwing out there to keep people, held over until the next album drops. But it would also make sense for Kendrick as well, too, to try to, get us primed for whatever the next thing is going to be. So if he was going to continue this, and it is going to probably be in the LA sound vibe, and he's going to continue to probably try to, push that and capitalize on that moment and really get that sound into the mainstream. But in terms of, I guess he could bring SZA back on as well with the features. I don't know if any of the other features, necessarily earned a spot in this audition for the next album potentially. But, there could be some just sonic elements and some other things that he could take from the album. But if there is some maybe thematic stuff as well too, maybe the victory lap sort of thing, which, makes sense as well too, because he's talked about his admiration for Nipsey Hussle, and he's talked about what it's meant that, since he's gone. But Nipsey's last album, right, was titled Victory Lap. So if this is, and it's all, he gets to take the victory lap because of what he was able to accomplish against Drake in the rap battle. But again, also, get really directly paying homage to his boy Nipsey Hussle, who, again, that last album, Victory Lap, in 2018. Now that we brought it up, we'll get this one back in the rotation, chat. It's a shame that it hasn't been since Nipsey Hussle, since what Kendrick has been reminding us about Nipsey this whole time. But, obviously these big hits stay at the top of the playlist all the time, but revisiting this album as a whole definitely needs to be done. Jim, tomorrow, chat? Leg day? Victory lap? Lock it in. I think we might have just let you in on our plans, but even though he didn't have the rollout, chat, people were definitely anticipating it, and we've seen the anticipations for the albums be successful. So it's good to see that in the movie lane especially, things can still have a moment, produce a lot. Because I do feel like that this Gladiator 2 rollout as well was, it was definitely long, chat. Pause. I don't know when the first trailer dropped was. It was definitely over the summer. But make no mistake, chat, they were doing a, I don't know if great's the right word, but they were doing a strong job of marketing it. They might have even started sending texts as well, too, like the Harris campaign at one point, just to remind people that the movie was releasing. So I don't know if, there can be a point where you overdo with the rollout, especially like Tyler we saw with his album. He was able to ramp up the anticipation for it in a relatively short period of time and, really sort of climax the anticipation at the right moment, drop the album, get everybody hyped up for it, and still do a great number despite the short week. But, especially with movies, you can get to a point where you just feel like you have overdone it with the rollout. You've seen so many trailers. It's like, do I just have a gist at the movie at this point? Like, have I gotten the beats of the movie and now I can just wait to see the whole thing in theaters? Especially as well, too, with the reviews. A lot of the pre-release reviews for Gladiator 2 was saying that it was kind of the same thing as Gladiator 1 in terms of storyline. So, again, I don't know if that's a spoiler, chat. But you see it in the trailers as well, too. You're like, okay, this is this is beat for beat probably going to be very, very similar. So you see a lot of trailer footage. You hear that the storyline might not differ that much. And you go, okay, is this maybe going to be, how high does that put this on my priority list now, too, to go see this in the movie theaters, especially when that seems to be a much more challenging task. And I, don't say that like we're going to the movie theaters. Make no mistake, I think the only one that we've seen is the Joker movie that we've talked about. And it's crazy that the Joker movie is still going to be our only movie reaction. Do we still have to do one next week, chat? Maybe next week we can do a Gladiator 2, because we were also going to try to do it Friday as well. And then, of course, Kendrick dropped an album, so the world goes on. And another reason why Gladiator 2 and Wicked, it's so impressive that they were able to do this numbers, because people were still taking a moment from not listening to the Kendrick album to go see the movies. But what's the Wicked to GNX Venn diagram, chat? Is that a strong? I mean, with the parents, maybe it is, but now you got to buy tickets for all the kids. But the kids are going to hear it on TikTok too, so I feel like it's all the same. But I guess if you're talking, Wizard of Oz, you're probably not taking TikTok kids in to go see Wizard of Oz. That'd be Gladiator 2, chat, maybe. This might be like a sing-along type crowd. But I did see also like a post about some theaters having to make some rules. Was it for Wicked, chat? It was one of the upcoming movies, but maybe it was Wicked about singing along in the movie. It's like you can't do it. And some theaters do, like we have a theater in town that does like, or they have in the past anyways, done like sing-along versions of movies for Disney movies and stuff that have dropped in the past. So I guess if you want to take your kids into that one and they want to let it rip on some of the Frozen songs, then that'd be the one. But I guess if they don't do a sing-along for Wicked, apparently you're out of luck, because the movie theaters are cracking down and they're saying no singing. And apparently it's worked, because the people are not scared off. Wicked's doing fantastic, putting up a great number. But we have seen that now a couple of times too. And it has been the big IP movies as well. But we haven't sort of had, because that was the thing with Barbie and Oppenheimer. Like, Barbie was IP, but it was still new. We still hadn't seen it before, which was one of the reasons that, it was able to do so well. But again, that's part of it. It was sort of original in the fact that it was fresh anyways. So I guess original, maybe not. But, well, original for now anyways. Still the only live-action Barbie movie. But I guess if it's the first one, though, can it ever be, like, unoriginal at some point, chat? But you get it's like IP. So it's, the thought of it expanding and becoming to the universe is definitely very realistic. But Oppenheimer as well, too, is kind of a one-off sort of ordeal. These both things. Again, sequels and an adaptation to a play. I guess the first version of the adaptation to this play. So this is original to that. But again, they've still done, like, a handful of other Wizard of Oz type movies. I mean, make no mistake, chat. We're sneaky big fans of... I don't even know if sneaky big fans is the right term. We'll just be... outright defenders of the OG Wizard of Oz. Classic cinema, chat. I mean, that's Hall of Fame, Mount Rushmore type movies right there. That is, when you talk about actual movies you want your kids to see, chat, like, you can show them, you want to show them kids movies, or you want to show them Wizard of Oz, like an actual masterpiece, So we'll definitely defend some of the older movies, but we're not going to, we have people in our life that are willing to go see all these James Franco Wizard of Oz movies, and it's like, okay, might be a little much. But like we said, we'd give it a chance, chat. Wicked, we're in on. Iconic musical. If you Google, just best musical of all time, I think Wicked is one of the first ones that pops up. And maybe the Wizard of Oz thing, maybe big Broadway likes to push it out there as sort of an easy entry thing to get into it, chat. But I mean, it's like Rent and Wicked and Hamilton, or like Mount Rushmore level plays, at least modern plays, chat. I don't know when Wicked was actually written, because isn't Rent, chat, like kind of an older one? I mean, I guess you could go like, what, do they have stage versions of like Meet Me in St. Louis, chat? Sound of Music? I guess our Broadway history is not that great, but you get like the Book of Mormon's an iconic newer one. Shout out the South Park guys. But I don't know where Wicked falls in the overall timeline in the history of Broadway. But since we're not going to be doing a Gladiator 2 reaction, chat, we've still got some NBA going on in the background. It's okay. NBA Cup action, we're always down to watch that instead. Maybe just subconsciously, this was always what the plan was supposed to be. It's especially the NBA Cup, and there's stakes on the line, chat. Again, while we were watching time tick away for our Gladiator showtime, waiting for the shift change to happen at work, we were seeing the NBA Today stuff on the bars at work, or maybe it was Sports Center or whatever. Whatever ESPN show was on at that time, an hour ago or so, before these games. But they were talking about the different scenarios for the play-in tournament, and it's like, okay, the Jazz are out of play NBA Cup contention tonight with a loss of the Spurs tonight. So I know the NBA Cup is a short schedule anyways. It seems like one of those things where once you get a loss, you're like, okay, we're probably out of it. We're talking about the difference between 3-0 and 2-1 being a big deal, but apparently the Jazz were still hanging around, and tonight is an elimination game for them against the Spurs. But shocker, that's the only one that really sank in. Shocker, Saman, shout out. But the rest of the play-in scenarios, we're not really super caught up or familiarized with them. We're just going to watch the games and enjoy what's happening, chat. And then once we get to the quarterfinals, the Elite Eight, chat, once we get there, we'll start paying attention to how it goes. But I think we also get a college playoff reveal. Let's check the schedule here real quick. When is that happening, chat? That might be any moment now. So we'll peek our heads in on that at some point. Okay, this college basketball game between Michigan State and Memphis is finishing up. Let's check the ESPN schedule here real quick. It's probably going to be right after that. Oh, yeah, okay. So right after this college game, we will get the reveal for the rankings. And, there was some chaos this week, chat. Obviously, Ole Miss goes down. Alabama goes down. Let's see if we can get back to the NBA Cup action, chat. We lost our game. We'll get back in. But the rankings will get shooken up. Can Michigan get back in? Probably not. I think we're done for this year. But make no mistake, we're back in on Sharon Moore, chat. NIL may have just saved Sharon Moore's job. And, well, maybe not. You still got to produce on the field, I guess, at the end of the day. But NIL is going to be interesting in giving these coaches, head starts to try to build these programs and get them together, because Michigan just flipped the number one quarterback for next year, chat. Bryce Underwood, who, make no mistake, we were when Harbaugh was still there, we had our eye on some of the future prospects. And, we always knew that it's hit or miss every offseason, especially down the stretch here with Harbaugh bouncing to the NFL or not. But, because he's still around, McCarthy was a high-level quarterback prospect. We're like, okay, Harbaugh is obviously going to be in the mix to recruit these top guys. We've got to keep our eye on these top quarterback prospects. So we were definitely looking at Bryce Underwood in the past, during that Michigan national championship run. But this was like a couple years out at this point, chat. from, I guess, what it would have been 2, because the last season. So, yeah, 2 years from this 2025 class. But we were definitely optimistic about this kid as a prospect. I really, really like what some of the write-ups about him have been, and some of the Max Preps clips chat. The Huddy stuff has been pretty nice. But once we got Sharon Moore, again, shout out, make no mistake, we are all in. But I thought that maybe we would be out of contention for some of these top guys now. And, it's Harbaugh leaving. There's a scandal now in place. Maybe there's some uncertainty with that. A down season. Maybe guys start to look away after that as well, too. But it seems like the NIL boosters made an offer that Bryce Underwood could not refuse. And now he's headed to Michigan, chat. And he honestly might be one of the higher rated quarterback prospects that Michigan has ever had. I feel like McCarthy is sneaky top 2 or 3. And again, this is just the 24/7 sports rankings. Their projections of the players, and then the rankings of the players that Michigans have gotten within that. But obviously, respected, fairly accurate. So it's what we have to go by. But he is the number 1 overall player, chat. Number 1 overall player. Oh, chat, and it's a good thing we got him. It's a good thing we got him, because make no mistake, the number 2 overall player in this class is also a quarterback. Yeah, and Bryce Underwood is from Michigan as well, too. But this other quarterback is also staying in his home state of Ohio. Tevian St. Clair, the number 2 overall player / quarterback in this class, is headed to Ohio State. The Michigan-Ohio State rivalry is back, chat. And make no mistake, it's still there, though. This year, it might not be the year. It might be a bit of a revenge year for Ohio State. They may get to exact some of the they may be able to let out some frustration over the last couple of years of beatings that Michigan has given them down. But with these couple of quarterbacks, chat, these classes are stacked. These programs are set up for the future. And I'm glad we got the number 1 guy as well, too. Make no mistake, if we had the number 2 guy, I'd immediately start making the case for him. Just going, well, look at right away. He's bigger, chat, pause. But this is crazy, chat. This is crazy. And Alabama got the number 3 quarterback in the class, too, Keelan Russell. So 1, 2, and 3 are all quarterbacks. I don't know if it's necessarily been that way every year recently. Not that deep anyways, but the next quarterback is 28. Husson Longstreet, Houston, H-U-S-A-N, going to USC to play with Lincoln Riley. So that'll be exciting. But this is incredible, chat. Let's see what the class rankings are for next year. Oh, actually, we're going to look up what Michigan's highest ranking is. So Michigan overall has the number 9 class. So apparently they're getting outdone by some of these other schools. Yeah, we only have 2 5-stars. We never bring in a ton of 5-stars, chat. Homegrown talent. You got to build from the ground up. But yeah, deep 4-star class. A lot of nice 3-stars. Yeah, so according to 24/7 Sports Chat, and I guess the reason I pointed that out as well, too, is because this is the one I always go to first. And I know there are other sites, and it can vary a little bit for the recruiting stuff from site to site with like ESPN and Rivals and stuff. But on 24/7 Sports, he is the highest rated quarterback that Michigan has ever recruited. Ryan Mallett, of course, is the highest quarterback that Michigan has ever recruited. But I don't think the Ryan Mallett, Michigan tenure is necessarily full of memories. And then outside of that, is McCarthy. Okay, Henny was a 5-star guy. For sure. Yeah, and then McCarthy, chat. So Mallett. Did Mallett even play at Michigan, chat? He was drafted out of Arkansas. I don't even remember what his Michigan run looked like. It was bleak, and this would have been, right as we were starting to pay attention. Kind of right before Denard Robinson sort of really captivated us and locked us in as Michigan fans. But how many years did he even go to the old U of M? Yeah, chat. 1 season over at Michigan. And then transferred and sat out a season like a gentleman, like they used to do it back in the day at Arkansas. Or at least I'm guessing that's why this season is missing on the box score. But 2007 Michigan, 11 for 61. 892 yards. 7 touchdowns and 5 picks. Still threw 5 picks and 60 passes. So, yeah. Played behind Chad Henne that year in 2007 with that Michigan team. And then, yeah, the 2008 quarterbacks, chat. Stephen 3 and Nick Sheridan. Crazy. But I guess for guys that have actually played at Michigan, Chad Henne is the number 1, and then McCarthy is the number 2. So hopefully Bryce Underwood stays committed to Michigan / doesn't pull Ryan Mallett when he's there. Shout out to Ryan Mallett as well, too. But definitely a hyped up prospect. And the last time we got the number 1 overall player in the class, if I'm not mistaken, chat, was Rashawn Gary as well. So I feel like that's definitely a guy. Like, I mean, not that the number 1 guy. I feel like the number 1 overall prospect is a little safer in college than it is like number 1 overall draft pick. But still, I think the Rashawn Gary run versus the Walter Nolan, or was Robert Kimdichie the number 1 overall prospect at one point? I feel like that was definitely more favorable than what those guys were able to produce. But right now in the back, we've got Milwaukee versus Miami. Milwaukee on a little bit of an uptick here in the season. On a little bit of a, I don't know if win streak is the right term, but, they're winning more. They're winning more. It seemed like the Giannis 50-point game, was that the turnaround, chat? I don't know if that wake-up call is like the right kind of a term for it, but I mean, that was definitely the game where, and not that we needed, I guess it wasn't like a reminder game, but the first like absolutely Giannis bonkers performance type game of the season. And let's see what they've done here as of late as well too, chat. We have too many basketball reference tabs open already. We're going to have to try to trend this down a little bit to help get this to a little bit quicker. But they are 4-1 in their last 5 at least. Giannis is 30+ in the last 3, of course. A little 22-20 back-to-back. Is he still leading the league in scoring, chat? Yes, he is. 32.4 points. Leading the league in scoring. 60% from the field as well. He's at a career high in shot attempts at 21 a game. 10.1 free throw attempts per game. I mean, imagine if he was up there, chat. I know we heard Shaq made this point at one time. And did we ever do this on the pod? Pause. We may have actually calculated the numbers at one point and looked at it. I forget, chat. We may have to redo it again as well, too. A little update. But what would Giannis be scoring like points per game if he was actually a good free throw shooter? And maybe that changes the foul situation some. But, you know, maybe a couple of the fouls that he might get for being a bad free throw shooter, he'd pick up on the other end the confidence he would have in his free throw ability. And he would actually like be like, I'm actually seeking out trying to get to the rim. And he still does seek out contact as well, too. You know, the free throw line is still easier sometimes than some of those layups. But, for Giannis, most layups are pretty easy at his size. But number 1 right now in the league in scoring. And I don't know if that is a Luka Doncic injury thing as well. I don't have the leaderboard pulled up in front of me. I'm just looking at Giannis's stats. But let's see here. Okay, yeah, 4-1 in their last 5, but really 6-1 in their last 7. 7-3 in their last 10 games. So Giannis over this stretch here has been, he had the 59-pointer. He had that 43 in Boston, I guess, in the 6-point loss, I guess, as a pretty bonkers performance. But 33 a game, 11-6, 59% from the field. And again, Milwaukee's record definitely a little bit better. And they are up by 12 as of right now. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. We've also got Bulls-Wizards on in the background. Make no mistake, the Wizards are playing. The Feds do not care about this stream. They're like, let it play. The bots are not prioritized to take down Wizards games. But we might be taking this one down soon as well, too, because there are probably other games in progress that are much better. The Wizards are, they're losing. Bad to the Bulls right now. But Spurs, Jazz, not too far away. Getting close. Rockets, Timberwolves. Ooh, the Feds are going to be caught up on that one a little bit, but that might be the one to tune into at some point here. We do also have, I guess that's it for tonight, chat. A short slate for tonight. But tomorrow night, before Thanksgiving, really making the people put in the hours before taking the holiday. Giving us a nice stacked game. A nice stacked slate of games. I guess I just really wanted to, I guess these were the high focus, high priority in-season tournament matchups, chat. Is that what we're looking at? I guess let's just check this Wizards box score here real quick. And then we'll move on to the next game, chat. Let's see what we've got going on. What's Sar been up to as of late, chat? Let's see here. Is Sar even playing tonight, chat? Whoa! Our boy, Alex Sar. A little bit of a nice box score here. Now, of course, down 14. Minus 12 in the box score. Never a good sign, but he does have 13 points. He is 5 for the 9 for the field. Kuzma at 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field, but 1 of 6 from the three-point line. Koulibaly, 1 for 6 from the field in general. So Sar is kind of the one guy that's playing well tonight. Maybe we should pay attention and watch Sar for a little bit. Levine has 10. Kobe White has 13. Vooch has 11. Oh, so Sar on the other end getting cooked by Vooch, chat? Is that what's happening? Lillard right now, though, not an effective drive. Turning it over. Is that 48 or is that 40? For some reason, this the playback bar menu pop-up thing on Sling won't go away. It's blocking the score. Let's see what it says here on the box score, chat. Oh, yeah, okay. They're still up ahead. The line is right through the middle of the 8. I mean, you can definitely see the curves, chat. Make no mistake. We can always spot curves a mile away, but just to double check for journalistic integrity. Because, you know, curves can also throw off that integrity sometimes. So you just got to make sure you get all your facts straight. Oh, the Wizards turning the ball over here. Or forcing the turnover, rather. Getting the ball back in transition. Oh, they can't convert the transition 3. And they're going to give up a basket on the other end. Wow. Easy basket. Dosunmu taking it coast to coast. Just off the steal, dribbles up the court. Nobody able to catch him. Up by 15. That was a could they make it interesting chance run here in the game. I guess 9 minutes left in the third. Still lots of time in theory. Okay, Lillard tonight, though, chat. Shooting well. He's 5 for 6 from 3. 20 points. Crushing past the overs. Is there a first half point total for Lillard? Can you get him at plus 20 for the first half? That would have been crazy odds. 9-1 at least. Duncan Robinson at the free throw line. What does a good point guard like Brogdon do for Sarr, chat? Let's see. Let's actually see if Sarr's in the game. We can't tell. Oh, yeah, there he is. Small screen, chat. That's the only reason. We'll adjust. We'll get in there. There we go. Pause. Sarr for the rebound. Taking it coast to coast, chat. Playmaking. Kicking it out to Brogdon, who just kills the drive. Brogdon not playmaking whatsoever. Maybe he's just fed up at this point in the third quarter. Again, we haven't really seen much of the rest of the game before this, but a lot of ISOs from our boy. A lot of Brogdon dribbling between the legs. Okay, here we go. He gives it up. Sarr out there with is this Koulibaly? We did peek in a little bit earlier, though, and Carrington was playing well. What was Carrington up to in this game? We didn't check the bench stats, chat. We didn't do our job. Carrington, 5 points, 2 for 3. Okay, so we saw him hit those 2 for 3 shots, chat. Definitely. It happens sometimes. We'll have stalking guys too long just because we only tune in when they make good plays. Jackson Dart! Unfortunately, we tuned in for them at the end of the game against Florida. And he exposed himself a little bit there. Oh, Chicago, are they going to go up by 20? Levine has a chance to do it with a 3, and they do, chat. A 20-point lead by Chicago. A timeout by the Wizards coach. Who is the Wizards coach, chat? The Wizards are an incredibly forgettable franchise at this point. So I feel like it might be time. Shout out to Sarr, though. Shout out to Poole. Pool party. We'll root for our boys in the team. Apparently, it's just not working out, though. Rockets on the road as well, too, going into Minnesota. Anthony Edwards with the early hot start, chat. He had already had 7 of the Timberwolves' first 11 points a couple of minutes ago. But since then, the Rockets have still managed to keep a distance from this team. Why is this ad not going away, chat? Why are these streams not working properly? What is up with that, chat? Stream East, get it together! Maybe this is just the best job of hiding the X ever. They probably just snuck it in a corner somewhere. Can we get our glasses, chat? Okay, here we go. Locked in, chat. Wait a second. Did we just get back in on the Bulls game? They're showing stuff for Washington's... They're showing stuff for the Capitals, chat. Oh, how disappointing, chat. Wow, is it meant to be? Did it just open up the same link? I think it might be tweaking. If it's meant to be, we will watch Wizards Bulls, but we're going to try to watch the better game. The game with higher stakes, chat, maybe is the right way to phrase it. Okay, that game was not in commercial, and we are now in commercial. So I think it's the right one. Oh, and Anthony Edwards is in the commercial. So there is a good chance that we are in the right game, chat. And that we are back. Are we going to get a little Amen Thompson versus Anthony Edwards action? Pause. Amen Thompson. Both ways, chat. Amen Thompson offensively. Let's see him operate a little bit. Let's see what he brings to the table here, chat. How long can Lillard keep this up for, chat? How long do we think he can do it? I'm not even talking about for games. I'm talking about for this game. They're up by 13. Miami, chat. Are they going to be a sneaky Cooper Flag team? Are they going to be an Ace Bailey team? Oh, Lillard, he can't be stopped right now. He's cooking Jimmy Butler. Chat, this is not giving us the right game. We're doing a bad job of getting the streams up in the background. Third time's the charm, chat. We'll get it this time. Apparently, Anthony Edwards commercial does not mean Anthony Edwards game. He's a popular man, and he will be seen on multiple channels. They've had Butler on Lillard. Now they have Bam on Lillard. And Lillard got Butler with the little midi step back. It's smooth when it's going for Dame. We didn't see if that was a switch either, chat. But Adebayo was switching under the screen to try to stay with Lillard. Now, I think they were bringing over Duncan Robinson to try to get him switched onto Lillard. So maybe Bam over Robinson is a better choice. But okay, they've got Jokic on him now. Oh, and Lillard's just firing away right now, chat. He's not even creating separation on these dribble moves. He's wetting him in right now. 6 for 8 from 3. 25 points. Hero the other way draws the foul. Okay, here we go, chat. I think we're in the right one. I think we're back officially. The Dillon Brooks versus Anthony Edwards beef. Anthony Edwards could drop a diss track. He's had some like little experience behind the mic for Ant-Man. The lime green court, chat. Why is the NBA trying to bring back lime green? The Celtics were wearing it the other night in what was one of the, maybe not even one of, maybe the worst alternate jersey in the history of the franchise. We're not aficionados on the entire, Celtics jerseys, what they're wearing. But they don't have a ton of diversity. They've got, they definitely have a bunch of various alternates, especially over the last couple of years. Some of the grays, they have some black jerseys, there's some stuff. There's some Christmas jerseys in there. Maybe some of the short sleeve Christmas Day jerseys that everybody hates on that are like sneaky, not that bad. They're just kind of super basic, but maybe there's a really bad version of those. But the lime green alternates that the Celtics have right now, the black and lime green, is tough. It is brutal to look at. I guess it's not tough. The way the kids are using it these days. It is tough to look at. L move, chat. Celtics lime green jerseys. L move going to the rim there too. Wolves not able to convert. And Landell working him in the roll game right now. Nasri gets the turnover that time. Randall in transition. He proves too difficult. Draws the foul. Okay, now they're sending doubles at Lillard. Swinging the ball. Brook Lopez is hitting threes. I mean, this looks good if it works, chat, but the problem is this only would have worked enough times in a row, maybe a couple years ago. I don't know if they're going to get, how many games in the playoffs are you going to get Dame Lillard cooking guys off step backs, getting double teams, swinging it to Brook Lopez for, a splashdown three without Giannis in the game? Is that going to happen against Boston? I don't know who else in the East is happening up against. Oh, excuse us, chat. Less than 30 seconds left in the second half. Is it getting too toasty in here, chat? We're going to have to turn down the furnace at halftime. The little heater at halftime, chat. We're going to have to turn down the fan, get in the cold plunge. Get jacked up, chat. Get ready to go. Get fired up. Make no mistake, we are an easy sucker for for a warm room, chat. Pause. If a room creeps over 72, chat, it's right away. Right away. It's the magic number. And I'm not saying obviously, chat, we're not psychopaths. You got, cold pillow, cold sheets, all that stuff is obviously superior, but we're just saying when the room is a little too comfy, we are susceptible. And I mean, you see us on here, chat. We're hoodie people. I'm a hoodie man. I'm cozy all the way. I'm cozy head to toe, chat. So if the room gets to a nice, what is apparently sleeping temperature, and it doesn't even make sense because they say was that Huberman, chat, saying that your body has to drop in temp before you go to sleep? One of the doctors say that. Anything a doctor says now, it's just Huberman said it, so that's what I'm assuming. But Lillard not able to get the floater to go at halftime. 65 in the first half for Milwaukee. 51 for Miami. Ooh, Hero dotting up Hawkes, though. Okay, Miami with 2 good enough layups to be able to get in the highlight package at halftime. They got 2 nice little backdoor layups, and that's all the graphics team needed. They can work with that. Okay, Spurs, Jazz. We're getting closer, chat. Spurs favored tonight, 2.5. 2.5 points. Can they eliminate the Jazz from NBA play-in cup? Not even play-in cup. Just NBA cup. NBA early season nobody cares cup. The nobody cares cup, chat. Should we call it that? Should we retitle the NBA Cup to the Nobody Cares Cup? No, we do care, but is it a forced thing to care about, chat? Do we actually care about it? I honestly don't even know. I don't even know, because obviously the championship, it's all focused on the championship anyways at the end of the day. The game-to-game, regular season to playoffs, the various stages of it, all-star in theory, it's all fun. But if they just got rid of the regular season tournament, I don't know if we would miss it from a regular season standpoint. I'd be like, oh man, I pine for the days of the. Maybe you would, chat. Maybe it would be the long lost NBA in-season tournament. But I feel like the adjustment period would be pretty quick. It wouldn't necessarily be the most hated move, and we're not even saying they should. I'm just saying, if you care about something and they take it away. You think it would you think it'd mess you up, chat. But maybe it's, again, just living by Heat rules. Shout out Bobby De Niro. Can we even call him that, chat? Mr. Sir Robert De Niro. Shout out Sir Dr. Robert De Niro. But you got to be able to walk away from anything in 30 seconds, chat. So make no mistake, we could walk away from the in-season tournament in 30 seconds if we had to. Now, the championship, maybe that is an exception to the rule. Maybe the finals are the one thing that you can't walk away from, chat. You just got to try to do everything you can to win. pause, but that's not pause necessarily, but you know, do everything is maybe a little crazy out of context. But as we hit halftime here, let's get the room reset, chat. Maybe a couple ice cubes in the water. I don't know what'll help us. Give us a second while we take a quick break. Three, two, one. We're back, chat. Halftime, of course, still in progress. And the Timberwolves now battled back, chat. They battled back. They are up by 1 versus the Rockets. They're still in the second quarter of this game. Make that up 3. Nickeil Alexander-Walker putting in a little shot. But make no mistake, chat, the Timberwolves have 7 guys. And that is it. Dillingham has not quite made the rotation a little bit. And you can see they're trying to work him in a little bit more over the last couple of games. I've been seeing him out there sporadically a little bit often. Let's fact check that, chat. Look at this, chat. I feel like we're on top of it tonight. Fact checking so far. But let's see how our boy Rob Dillingham, the almost San Antonio Spur, Rob Dillingham, the whoever the 30-31 draft pick will be, will then be able to compare him to Rob Dillingham. But up until this point, we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, last 5 games, chat. 9 minutes played, 3 minutes played, and then 6 minutes played. And then the last 2 games, 10 minutes played and 16 minutes played. So I guess I haven't tracked. I didn't see if they lost an injury. Did McDaniels go out or something, chat? Maybe there's a reason he got forced into the lineup. Ooh, jacking up a 3, not going in. But I mean, they gotta have an 8th man out there in the regular season anyways. You can't run 7 guys for 82 games and then expect to be a contending team in the playoffs. Amen Thompson, chat. How did the Spurs get Amen Thompson? We have Wemby, so, you know, if we had to choose one, we'll take our guy. We won't bat an eye. Ooh, dropping bars, chat, but we're not doubting the pick. We're just saying, if there was a world where different class. And shout out to Jalen Rose, chat, pulling off one of the all-time great studio panel halftime show suits that I think have ever been worn. A tan blazer, chat, but the green, you know, the nice green, not this lime green that we're seeing in the NBA, but this nice sort of gentle green is not a color, chat. I was going to call it a gentle green. I don't even know if that's a pause. I don't think that's a color, but oh, the Squid Game green, chat. They're calling it the Squid Game suit. He's got the same color green as the Squid Game outfits, with like a same color tan as the blazer, stripe across the chest, something down the pants. It's a bold move, chat, but it works. I think Jalen Rose pulls it off, and I mean, make no mistake, the man still looks pretty good in his draft day suit. So I think anything from there, it's going to be hard to mess it up. But shout out, filling in for Kenny Smith. We were trying to get him for this, and we were wondering why he was busy. But once we turn on the TV, it makes sense. Oh, there's Jalen Rose. So that, like Gladiator 2, this might have been our opportunity, chat. Stay tuned, subscribe. We'll see if Jalen Rose will be on in the future. How long will it take for us to get Jalen Rose, chat? Subscribe to find out. But it won't be tonight, as he is currently working the NBA on TNT. Unless, of course, Underdog's watching. And then he maybe lets him know. I think Underdog usually slides an earbud. He'll jump on in the chat while the games are going. But shout out Underdog. But I don't know if he'll be able to swing it on that kind of short notice. But the depth has been, I think, one of the reasons that the Timberwolves have been, you know, a little sporadic here to start. A lot of travel. Let's see, are they like a home road team here, chat? Let's check the home road splits for Minnesota. They just lost back-to-back on the road, so maybe that'll jack up the stats a little bit. But they're back at home versus Houston right now. Houston. Is Big the Plug a Houston fan? Big X? Oh, chat. The Timberwolves in a bit of a slide. And yeah, doing it on a road stretch. They've lost 5 of their last 7. They're 2-5 in that stretch, chat. And one of their wins was the overtime win versus Sacramento. They had that overtime win versus Sacramento. And then the win after that versus Phoenix by 3 points, chat. So make no mistake, definitely a lot of close games over the course of this stretch, but definitely cutting it close as well for some of the scores, even in the good performances. But just in general, home road for the season here. Let's see what we've got for Minnesota. So yeah, 5-2 at home, chat. 3-6 on the road. 114 points per game at home. 111 on the road. Opponents 106 at home, 114 on the road, chat. Much better defensively at home than on the road. And scoring-wise, pretty similar, honestly. The numbers are kind of the same. Free throws are maybe a smidge better on. It's all kind of the same. Are they just not taking the shots? No, they're taking a couple more shots. So, yeah, I guess they are. Okay, so we got the percentages here. The three-point shooting percentage is also much better at home than on the road. Who would have guessed, chat, that three-point shooting and defense would matter based on home court? Who would have thought that home court would have helped those factors? And that maybe going on the road, sometimes those things don't travel necessarily. I mean, obviously for the good teams they do, but maybe sometimes home court's actually an important thing to have. But I think with the shortened rotation especially, travel's going to be rough for them. They're going to be on the road for a playoff series in round 1, potentially. So that puts them at a disadvantage right there. But even still, as they would go on, I mean, they're not going to get no break. So I don't know what kind of legs they would have, Chad. It's a good thing Thibodeau's not back coaching the T-Wolves with this team, because they would not be able to survive 7 men. Or maybe it would just be one of those things like he has only 7 guys to play, so it's like the perfect lineup for him. Maybe that's why New York is struggling right now, chat. Because be honest, that is part of it a little bit, especially if Bridges is not just like a, old school Bridges type of performances. And if the shooting is going to be a little up and down, maybe there is actual real lineup stuff I have to worry about game to game versus, oh, my top guys, throw them out there, see what they're doing. If they need relieved, if there's foul trouble, if one of the 2 bench guys we have get hot, we'll throw them in. But right now, Bridges is 30% from 3 still on the season. Just a straight up flat 30%, 3-0-0 on 6.5 attempts per game. And he's 63% from the free throw line, chat. He's not even getting there once a game. Make no mistake, he's, I guess, not really a crazy free throw shooter over the course of his career, being more of a spot up guy, especially in Phoenix. But, moving to Brooklyn, he was, in that last stretch of the season when he first got there, he was at 6.5 attempts a game, chat. I mean, he was the perfect sidekick player in that stretch for Brooklyn. 27 games, he was 26 a game, 47, 37, 89 splits. You knew he could be a good defensive player as well. Versatile with how many positions he can guard. And then the next season, his field goal percentage is actually up a little bit this year. It's 43% last year to 46% this year. But again, the three-point shooting is down quite a bit from 37 to 30. And the free throw game is non-existent. So even last year he was 4 a game, basically. And this year he's at a half of attempts per game. So he's 7 for 11 from the free throw line through 17 games so far. So make no mistake, he does lead the league in one category. Not surprisingly, he does lead the league in minutes played per game. Mikal Bridges on a Tom Thibodeau team. Maybe that is the ultimate dream matchup, chat. If we were doing dream coach player matchups, Tom Thibodeau and Tom Thibodeau and Mikal Bridges are the 2 guys that their games and their both of those guys' desire to play a lot of minutes are like perfectly lined up with each other. They're synced up, chat. Tibbs and Bridges are synced up in terms of minutes, but not with the rest of the stuff apparently. So if you've got to try to worry about some stuff, chat, they do have quite a few pieces now where you would have some decisions to make. I guess they traded a couple when they made the trades for some of the guys, but still, and especially once you get once you get the center start working their way back in, you'll actually, Thibodeau will have some stuff to figure out, chat. Will he do it? Can they bring in Atkinson? How do you trade for Atkinson from the Cavs? Would they do that in one trade deadline, chat? Do they have like a fiery assistant that we really like? I mean, Chris Finch is a pretty good coach. I guess I don't know if you need to trade him necessarily. We're not opposed to Chris. We have a neutral Chris Finch stance, I think. I don't know. Sam might be maybe more pro Chris Finch than me. But yeah, I got a neutral Chris Finch stance. We're chilling. I'm a fan, you know. We love using his banks over there. Butler with Dame in the post. To Bam for 3. Bam gets the 3, chat. The Heat cut it to 13, but what did I just see? Butler in the post out to Bam. That honestly is going to be the new NBA, chat. People are going to start being like, well, if our ball handler can post, you know, if our ball handler can post up, and we can space the floor with him as shooters, you know, he'll be able to score against whoever he wants against the post because he's bigger than them, or just be able to pass it out to the open shooter if they double. It's like, yeah, you can do that if you have a big man. He's just 7 foot tall, 6'10". He's just bigger than a guard. And I don't honestly know how. I mean, how generational is it, Chad? That just shows you how some of this stuff works. Like, how do roles in the NBA even get started and fired up? Like, you know, positionless basketball honestly makes so much more sense because it's just, you know, just no structure just makes more sense always, chat. At least from a beginning thing where you go, oh yeah, if a guy's just good at basketball, he's good at basketball. Like the center rebounding, boxing out, and all that. I guess it's kind of like a necessity of each other. Like you tell, you know, you've got to be able to get the rebounds after the missed shot. So you tell your biggest guy, your tallest guy to get kind of around the basket where the missed shots are going to be and grab those rebounds. And if he's not getting in, if he's, you know, not necessarily winning those fights for the rebounds as well, and he needs to do something differently there, you go, oh yeah, well then let's try boxing out. Let's add some different techniques to the game. And then, you know, he'll be able to take it a step up. But Robinson firing off the screen in classic Robinson fashion. Not able to get it to go. Here we go, chat. Lillard again. Lillard is money on that step back right now, chat. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. He does it again to Bam Adebayo this time. He hit Butler with it mid-range. Earlier, same thing. It's that start going right, crossover left, hard stop, step back. And that smooth Lillard jumper, chat. That smooth Lillard jumper. Make no mistake. I've got some takes about Lillard's actual jump shot, but I don't know if they're too spicy to just start casually throwing out. So maybe for another time. But make no mistake, I'm a big fan of the Lillard shot package. Edwards right now, 13 points. The only person in the starting lineup for the Timberwolves with double digits with about 90 seconds left here in the first half. Naz Reid has 12, but off the bench. So I guess I said only double digits for the starters. Did I clarify that? I meant for the starters. Julius Randle's at 8. He can get a shot here. And the Rockets have continued to push the lead back after that Timberwolves surge a little bit earlier. They're back up by 7. Jabari Smith playing well. Oh, Edwards in takeover mode gets the steal. I think they're going to call a foul on Houston. The foul is going to be Edwards attacking the other way after the steal. So the steal from Edwards was clean. Clearly intercepting the pass. No problems there. But yeah, Amen Thompson. Our boy flying in. Maybe the smart play, stopping the transition. So right now they've got Randall, Naz Reid, Nikhil Alexander, Jaden McDaniels, DiVincenzo, and Anthony Edwards. So I guess between Randall and Edwards and DiVincenzo and Nikhil Alexander Walker, I mean, that's 4 pretty good ball handlers, chat. Can 4 pretty good ball handlers make a good point guard? Does that equate? Or do you need it all in one pause? Do you need it all in one brain? And kind of distributing out that way. But we know Randall's labeled, he's like a little point forwardy. Edwards, you would say he could lead the offense. I think DiVincenzo, that might be a stretch to have DiVincenzo start playmaking, pick and roll, shot creation type stuff. But McDaniels, maybe. So maybe 2 out of 3, chat. You're relying on Edwards and Randall. Naz Reid, of course, spotting up, getting open. An occasional post up or 2 worked in there. Oh, chat, the Bucks have extended this to 20. Lillard, the behind the back is too smooth. He draws the foul on Bam. But he is in a zone right now, chat. He just got Jimmy Butler a little bit on that move. If Butler doesn't commit the foul there, that might have been uglier than it actually was. Or uglier than it ended up being, I guess. Because he would definitely have really gotten by him if Jimmy had to guard him legally. That behind the back, almost like right into his body. Oh, Jackson. Our boy Andre Jackson getting some run here for the Bucks. Up 20. Doc can finally put the young guys in. He finally feels good about it. And is Miami actually dead, chat? Is Miami actually this bad? Because at the end of the day, it's still the same core unit of guys. And yeah, you have to have the role players around them to make a run for sure. If this team was, because even if this team is not maybe that high level regular season type team that you would think, consistently season to season as you would view a contender, even if they're not that, they're still contenders. There's still teams that you go, okay, we're ranking teams based on, what is my confidence that this team can win the title? It's like, it's not Kansas City, obviously, again, in terms of the actual regular season success or the playoff success as well, too, of course. But, how maybe sort of confidence can outweigh the body of work. Like, the Miami Heat have definitely been that team for sure. So if they're going to be another sort of, lower end playoff team / maybe that 4th seed, that last playoff, that last home record team. And then you go, oh, the depth's not there. They don't have the rotation guys quite yet. The young pieces haven't developed. Like, it's just not quite all there yet to make a run. It's a first round exit or something else. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But them actually struggling the way that they have, chat, is definitely a little confusing. And of course, Oklahoma City has their pick in the first round. as well. But right now they're at 500. So they have won back-to-back games. They are at 7-7. But we are now officially in chaos mode with the amount of games that teams have played and all that different stuff. We'll probably have to reconvene at maybe even the end of next weekend after this Thanksgiving week. Sort of evens out stuff. We get that underway. Or I guess we just check at Thanksgiving just in case. And then we'll check back again later. But as of right now, just sneaking in to the wild card. Play in whatever scenarios, But so has Milwaukee. Milwaukee has also risen up back into the playoff scenario. So, unfortunately, they can't tank for Cooper Flagg, and they're not going to try to do it out of the goodness of their hearts for the Pelicans. So they will be contending. They like to make an announcement. They will be trying to contend for a title this year. I don't know how much weight that announcement has, or how serious people are going to take it. But they would like to just remind people that they are going to. But right now, Milwaukee going into tonight, before this matchup with Miami, 8-9. So because it's all win percentage based right now, Miami at 7-7 is actually better than Milwaukee at 8-9, which I guess you go, yeah, that makes sense. But still, I guess they've won more games, Milwaukee has. But still, that's 47% versus 50%. But tonight, 7 for 8. And then they're going to be 8 for 8. Or sorry, 9 for 9. So what do we got for win percentage if we do that? If we move that and then carry the 1 and then divide by 6 and then try to figure it out, I think we can get a number. But either way, they'll probably flip in the playoff spots after this. Hero, he's going to try to cook Lillard with his own move. It doesn't work. He's not getting it. It's a 20-pointer, chat. This is ugly. Make no mistake, the score is ugly. The Milwaukee offense is still ugly. None of this is good, chat. Nothing in this game is good. This is film that does not need to be rewatched by people. No, unfortunately it has to, because these teams are name value teams who, again, even the Heat might still be outweighs their confidence team, because we still might view them a little bit higher going into the playoffs than what we would in the regular season, just depending on what happens. But still. Oh, Lillard, if he makes that, if he makes that, that's just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. Oh, jeez, people. Okay, we got it. We're good. But yeah, you've also got New York right now at 10-7, for example. Orlando at 12-7. And this is Basketball Reference going into tonight's action. So it won't be obviously updated with the presumed scores that we have at the moment. But you got a 12. How do you have a 12-7 and a 7-7? How's Miami 7-7? They're the only team, I think, with that low a total. 14 games? Indiana's played 18 games. All these other teams have played 18 games. How is Miami 7-7? Is this updated, chat? Utah has played 16 games as the other lowest, but everybody else is at 17 or 18. What is the league up to, chat? What is even the point of giving the Heat less games to start the season? What's the conspiracy of having them play more games later in the season, chat? Why are you trying to stack the schedule against them? What are you doing? What is the league up to? Did they already cancel out some of the games? Did some of the games not count already? 2 overtime games in the last 5 for the Heat. No, chat. They've just had a light schedule so far. The league being very friendly to Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler. I don't know if they sent in a complaint or something, but the Heat are kind of maybe one of the heavier load management teams. Maybe one of the teams most notable for having star players constantly miss games in the regular season. And like we were saying, maybe that's part of the, them not being as high amongst the contending teams as, you necessarily think. And in terms of the playoff standings versus your confidence in them winning the title. But I think we can check out the playoff rankings at this point too, Chad. Have we rambled on long enough that the rankings are out and they're dropped? And is there some decent college basketball on as well? We're still in the what is on tonight phase for college basketball. Whoa! We may have to go throw on a game, chat. Alabama versus Houston, number 6. Houston versus number 9, Bama. Houston up by 2 at the half. Oh! Duke, Kansas, chat. Duke, Kansas just starting. Kansas wiping the floor with Duke. It's okay, chat. I think we're just discovering something that maybe our priority rankings for must-see TV are Kendrick Lamar number 1 and Cooper Flagg number 2, because drop everything, chat. Kansas versus Cooper Flagg. Are we going to get a Sam sighting tonight? Sam might be too invested in this game. He's going to be so entrenched in Cooper Flagg and Kansas on the same screen, chat. He's not even going to move. There's more. We have a better chance of Nia calling in than Sam moving from the couch from this one. It might be a minute too, because are they going to replay it on like a ESPNU after this game later in the night? If we'll send Sam a little a U up a little bit later during a Kansas Duke rerun. See what the odds are. He's out there for it. But Kansas off to the hot start, it looks like. And make no mistake, we're not locked in on these teams to the point where we don't know what would be shocking and what wouldn't be. But, Duke is, did I read that right, chat, from earlier, number 11? Did I remember that right? Duke is number 11 in the nation right now. So, yeah, I guess technically not a top 10 team in terms of ranking, but right in that mix, of course. So, competitively, this game is, a bigger disparity than this Bama-Houston game at 9-6. So, again, just looking at the score, looking at the rankings, you go, okay, Kansas winning this game, I guess, is not shocking. Let's see what the odds are. Kansas was favored by 3.5. They are at home. So 3.5 is I think these teams are fairly even. I guess I don't know what the home point boost would be in college basketball. I feel like low-key that could be the biggest. Is college basketball the biggest home court advantage, chat? Should we do that as a poll? Stay tuned to the Rem and Sam YouTube. We may throw that up as a poll. What is the best sport for home court advantage? Like the home court advantages that are the best, what sport is that in? Is the peak home, and I don't want to turn this into a ranking the best home court advantage in each sport either, but like, and again, not to just throw out a fan base. I mean, the Colts, of course the Colts are the best fan base in the NFL, but like, is the Colts home field advantage better than the San Antonio Spurs home court advantage? Because if that's the best NBA home court advantage, and if Michigan Big House is the best home court or home field advantage in college football, is that better than San Antonio? And then Michigan basketball? Again, if we're just ranking the sports, not the actual venues themselves, but are the peak college basketball home court venues better than the other peak home court venues in the other sports? Because you're talking about, the peak, you're talking about Fog Allen Fieldhouse. You're talking about the Tar Heel, North Carolina, ceiling is the roof. You're talking about Coach K Court at Cameron Indoor. Are they still at Cameron Indoor, chat? Did they move? I don't even remember what happened with Duke. I just know Coach K Court. The Hoosiers. Did we mention the Hoosier Stadium already? Indiana. When I think of home court advantage, the two like stereotypes to not to stereotype home court advantage, but if I had to stereotype it, it would be either Seattle or Indiana college basketball. Like to me, those are the two, not the two best, but when I think of just again stereotype, like basic, who's going crazy, like trying to affect the game the most, they're at least trying the hardest, I think. They're the two most psychotic in the arena fan bases. Zeke Mayo, a big reason for the hot start for Duke. He is, sorry. I guess maybe does he go by they? We didn't check his bio, but he is 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. Miami's cut this to 8, chat. Make no mistake, if anybody was to blow a 20-point lead, it would be Milwaukee. Are we going to call them the hooker team, chat? They're just a fan of they just blow leads all over the place, chat. It's just what it is. We have family in town. Hopefully they didn't tune in right when we said that. But if they did, we'll see you at Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to the kids. But yeah, Milwaukee is definitely on pace to, they've already let Miami back in the game, so doing a great job of keeping up their repertoire. Jimmy Butler now denying the ball on Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard not necessarily trying to get open. He'll take it if they swing it around to him, though. Miami, just the number one rope-a-dope team of all time, chat. This is crazy. Oh, chat, I was about to complain about why my stream, I was like, who's tapping in on our apps? But it's me, chat. I'm running 2 screens at once. Okay, we're going to have to open up a different service. Wow, so is this a big sports day for Max, chat? We got a little NBA and college at the same time? HBO? Stepping up into the big leagues? I guess TNT, they better get used to college basketball. Oh, Elf chat. TNT recommends us Elf first. And HBO's been doing this year, I think. Pause. Ooh, Wizard of Oz in the home scroll, along with The Irishman, of course. Not The Irishman. Not The Irishman. That's Netflix. And not the good one. Goodfellas, of course, in the home scroll. But they haven't been recommending the sports as much on the home page. You just go over to the sports tab, I guess. The sports tab is well displayed, but still, the NBA's on. Feel like that would be the hot reason people are going to the app right now. Man, HP or Max has stepped it up a little bit here, chat. Okay, I gotta be honest. I knew that they had stepped up their sports games, but I've kind of just been like, click on the NBA and that's it. And I gotta be honest, I mean, make no mistake, Max, we're giving you the money, so I guess at the end of the day, that's what you need. But I haven't been watching as much of the games on there as well, because the problem is, for some of these late games, I know, make no mistake, chat. Like we said, if the room gets too cozy, we know we're going to be dozing in and out. We're watching these late games in bed right before we fall asleep. So, like we said, we're psychotic. We sleep with the TV on. If you're watching that Max stream, pause, it's going to cut out after the game and after the Inside the NBA is done. But if you keep it on, the normal TV channel, if you're watching just TNT or ESPN, it's going to be fired up for you in the morning. And make no mistake, we don't even want the TNT programming in the morning. What's the show that's on in the morning after NBA? It's not Bones, chat. Pause. It's not Supernatural. Supernatural was the one that was on in the morning when we were kids, because I think that's on a little bit later. But unfortunately, as adult life, what's the early morning show? Why am I blanking on the name, chat? I'm blanking because it's literally the only time we ever watch this show is when it's on in the morning when we wake up. But I feel like it's iconic for just that. I feel like I'm not the only NBA fan that has woken up in the morning to this show. Cold Case Charmed! I'm a fool, chat. I'm a fool. But like I said, I've never seen it. I've never actually done the Charm watch. I honestly don't even know what Charmed is about. Should we get... This is major honesty, chat. Major honesty on the Rem and Sam live stream here. Oh, geez. And there's multiple TV series. I'm guessing it's the 98 one, the good one. I'm assuming the one from the 90s is better. 3 sisters discover that they are descendants of a line of good female witches and are destined to fight against the forces of evil using the combined power of witchcraft known as the Power of 3. Maybe this is for the ladies that are forced to wake up next to the NBA. I don't know if this is for the NBA fans, chat. But maybe I need to give it a shot. Power of 3? A good witch? A couple of baddies? I mean, it's a decent recipe for a good show to wake up to. But make no mistake, it's definitely been a... Oh, no, we gotta... We're waking up to this again? We love to hate it, chat. Every morning. But, those NBA ESPN nights, waking up to a little early morning Sports Center, probably the dream. Just run Inside the NBA at like 6 a.m. I guess, depending on the day. Just rerun it. You rerun the game till like 3, and then after that, just run Inside the NBA again. And then you can start running your Charmed episodes. Cooper Flag up to 17 a game this season. I'm assuming his scoring continues to go up. Our boy Con Knuppel is only 1 for 5 from the field. Duke, the 3 ball is not going. I guess, did we say that I don't know if we said if they were playing, somebody was playing at home, but this is a neutral court game out in Vegas. Makes sense. A little bit. What is this? Oh, is this Maui? Am I stupid, chat? Or are they just showing the bracket for Maui? Oh, they just said this game was in Vegas. I think they're just showing the bracket for Maui. Oh, because Auburn, North Carolina is next. Oh, the late game, chat. The late game. I think Lakers are up next. So I think, unfortunately, unfortunately, we will once again be falling asleep to NBA and waking up to Charmed. But if that game turns into a little bit of a blowout before, either way, before, in Miami, cut it to 3, chat. They've cut it to 3 to start the fourth quarter. We've got a game on our hands. They're outscoring them 2-0 to start the fourth. Can Hero take over the game and pull this one out? Pause. But if that game turns into a blowout late, we will potentially switch over to a little Auburn, North Carolina. The sultry voice of Jay Billis to lulls to sleep. Can't be mad at that. Even as an adult, chat, we like to we fall asleep to other adult men announcing games. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Jay Billis, Ian Eagle, Marv Albert. I feel like it's less weird when it's like Marv Albert, like, you know, especially like a grandpa age type, you know, a well-respected older man. But you get Jay Billis, you know. You get like that half awake, wait a second, am I actually falling asleep moment? And then I'm subconsciously just listening to Jay Billis. But it is what it is, chat. We're choosing basketball over everything. Even though, well, like Monday night, sometimes the games end up a little bit early. Watch a little Tubi. Apparently, Duck Dynasty is on Tubi right now, chat, because that's what we woke up to the other night. We threw Back to School on. Shout out Rodney Dangerfield! That was the fall asleep movie the other night. But apparently, in the continued watching, it was Duck Dynasty. Do we have to set a cue? We might have to like set a cue. Is that crazy, chat? Setting a cue for the movie you want to see when you wake up? That might be psycho behavior, but I mean, Duck Dynasty, make no mistake, there was a... I mean, we saw a couple episodes, Chad. Who didn't? But I don't know if it's how you want to start your morning. I mean, a Duck Call, you're up. And I think it had just started, too. It was like the early season. They were like all just still introducing themselves. I think it may have been like right into the first season. We may have been just getting... Who's the Nom veteran? Shout out, thank you for your service. But I think they were just introducing the Nom veteran again. Okay, Milwaukee. Maybe they just need to take it seriously again. Back up by 9. Staving off the mini Heat run. But we are invested now, chat, in the first half of this game. Whoa, Ken Jeong sitting next to Coach K? Coach K and Dr. Ken? Dr. K? Coach K? Two of the big Ks? You got 3 K sitting right here on the front row with Coach K next to his wife, so I don't know if that's allowed, but I didn't know Dr. K, Dr. Ken. What's the name of the show? Is it Dr. Ken? Is it just Ken? I forget what it was called. Obviously, we're more familiar with Ken Jeong's work from his Community days. Shout out. But that was his headlining role anyways. Cooper Flagg, only 2 points tonight through the first 10 minutes. We'll see if he gets going. Seems like they've been swinging around, taking a lot of threes. Cooper Flagg, of course, has the range, but I think on this team as well, too, a little bit more in the big man role. I mean, still a wing, though, of course. We just need to watch more Duke, honestly. The only thing we know is Con Knuppel leads the offense. Is Knuppel in the game right now? No Knuppel. The 1-for-5 start, apparently, not pleasing the coaches. So they're not really running any action for Cooper Flag either. I guess, again, like we need to watch more Duke. What do they run for plays? Do they run plays for Flag? Because he is a guy where you wouldn't necessarily have to either. He's, creative enough when he gets the ball, but again, he's such a good teammate guy. He can put himself in such good positions that he can almost, he's not Dennis Rodman. He's not going to get all his points off of rebounds, but rebounds, cuts, pick and roll, being in the open spot, like he can just get the ball being around. And the fact that guys want to get it to him as well too, being he can hit the shots, but do they actually run like what is their Cooper Flag designed actions? Let's get Cooper Flag a bucket. What are we running for him? I'm guessing there's some little post up, pin down sort of action. Wow, a vicious double being thrown at Flag right now. So maybe some of the ball handling stuff could be a thing that you go, okay, in the NBA, big picture, what are we developing? That could be a thing. Swarmed by the bigs of Kansas. Dickinson getting on there and ripping the ball away. Impressive stuff. The savvy veteran, Hunter Dickinson. Cooper Flag, 2 points and his second turnover. Wow, matching the points for the turnovers for the Flagster. Defensively, still moving his feet, still getting in there. Still competing. Oh, and there we go, chat. Driving to the rim. Getting some easy points, cutting this back to 10. So we got a couple of teams that need to stay patient. Miami down 9. Duke down 8. They need to get an offensive rebound. And they have the 5-star big as well, but he is a little slimmer. I don't know his rebounding prowess with a good Kansas front line like this. Oh, on the lob, chat. Dickinson denies him the chance at the dunk, but it's still going to be Duke ball. Who is that driving to the rim, chat, for Duke? Number 1. Strong drive, chat. Young kid. He's 17. Is this the Ryan Williams of college basketball? Okay, here we go, chat. Tyler Hero in transition. Cuts it to 5, chat. He cuts it to 5. Doc Rivers forced to use a timeout. I mean, we haven't seen Miami close that final gap yet, so I don't want to say they'll win this, but make no mistake, this has all the makings of a classic Milwaukee defeat. And Miami apparently having played 4 less games than everybody else, you assume they'd be fresh. Zero points in the last 3 minutes for Kansas, so we are the Kansas Jink. Hunter Dickinson's just missed the dunk. I feel like that's almost the whole time we've watched in. Maybe they've hit 1 bucket since then. But maybe that's when we tuned in and we weren't looking either. Because paying attention, definitely the last 3 minutes. And Dickinson, I mean, he should have had that, chat. He should have had that. An easy 2-handed slam. Just whiffed it. No hand in his face. No nothing. Is Knuppel in foul trouble? Is it time to have a different lineup? Oh, our boy's back in the game. 8 minutes in the first. Time for crunch time. Okay, so this guy that we were talking about, number 1, they're showing a graphic of him on the Duke swim team. So make no mistake, I mean, he's probably a good student as well too, chat. We probably got the full package here of swimming, basketball, and grades. Everything you want in a guy. And no Cooper Flag, chat. Dickinson again misses the bunny hop. I mean, they're not covering Dickinson around the rim. He's getting open looks. He just blew the last two, though. Pause. I guess he's 0 for 5 on his last couple. His last 5. That would make him 0 for 5. Equal on the turnover battle as of right now. 5 for 5 early in the game. Not too crazy, but not the pace you want to keep up. That's for sure. A 20 turnover game pace. And now we're entering cold territory for Kansas, because it was a little of, you know, just long possessions. Couple of, again, easy looks that they missed, but now it's like, oh, they might be in a slump here. But again, getting back to the rim, and now this time converting the dunks. So they're getting everything they want going inside to the bigs. This Duke team, you can see right now, it looks like a lot of guards. It looks like a little bit of a smaller team. I mean, that's essentially 3 lobs they've thrown in a row. I know Dickinson didn't miss that dunk off of a lob. He got it and gathered and then went back up. And then again, he had the hook shot on the other side. But getting into the rim and cutting it down. Oh, fixing the screen. Second screen chat. Still 5. With 7 minutes to go. Gary Trent making the big play in transition. But Rozier getting back with the stop. So, who needs Giannis, chat? I mean, poor Miami, chat. This is just not good. This is not good. 7-7 in there. Down 5 without Giannis after being down 20. Connaughton. I mean, just because they have a guy with a long name doesn't mean that it's the same thing, chat. You still got to have Giannis. I mean, I know Connaughton's an athlete, but still. Even when Lillard's hot, chat, it's a lot of standing around for the other guys. I mean, just double. If you're willing to give up stuff in the Duke game, just, hey, let Brook Lopez. Let Gary Trent Jr. beat us, chat. Is that a pause? Okay, Lillard time, chat. Dame time. It's not Lillard time. Dame time. Ooh, misses the shot at the rim. He got the look he wanted. And Hero's having success in these fast sets right now. Oh, and they get it to Rozier for 3. So they've cut it to 4. They're slowly working it down, chat. Can they get there in time? If only the Heat had more time, they'd be able to pull this off. But there's 6 minutes left, down 4. They're going to need an AJ Green 3. I mean, that's why he's in right now. I feel like he might be the second most guy I'm confident in just taking a shot. Dame because I have to be, and then AJ Green. Not that Connaughton step back that just happened. Come on, TNT with Max with more buffering problems than Netflix. It can't keep up. Oh, chat, we might have to do a Wi-Fi switch here. Yeah, I thought that's what the problem was. Okay, let's see here. We have to fix the second screen, chat. Give us a second. Doc Brown timeout, chat. We're in the lab. The only stream live watching the games. Does Red Zone have to switch the Wi-Fi? Does Scott Hansen have to do it? almost there, chat. We have to wait for the clock to strike a certain time and the stars align. Okay, we have a problem. It's not loading, chat. Okay. I think we're back. Unfortunately, not stronger than ever, weaker than ever, but at least it's playing, so I guess stronger than before, which is what's important, right, chat? Oh, excuses. So we'll make it work with that, but oh no, I think we might have just made it worse. I mean, we can solo screen it if we have to. Oh, and now we're messing up our mic setup. Jeez, chat. Falling apart before your faces. Okay. This is not good, chat. We may have to solo screen this. We may have to just jump over to this game. Go one screen. Okay. 2-point game. 5.5 minutes left. Connaughton airballs a 3. Miami is well on their way. Okay, second screen down. RAP to Cooper, Flag, and Duke. It's just what it is. We did what we could, chat, but we'll have to catch him on the other side when we make our smoothie after this. It's just what it is. Okay, Butler. He's attacking. He's aggressive. He's getting the fouls, chat. AJ Green was not giving up ground. Jimmy Butler did not have an angle to get to the rim. Make no mistake. AJ Green made sure to cut him off. AJ Green was getting in the way, chat. So 2 free throws for Butler. This is for the tie. Do you guys remember what the deficit was at its peak? I feel like it was in the 20s. It got it to at least 20. I don't know if it broke that, but at least 20. So, again, regardless if the Bucks have lost, they have given up the 20-point lead. Doc Rivers yelling at the refs. He's not happy. So Butler gets 1 of 2. Milwaukee, fortunately, stays 1 ahead. And that's just the type of thing, chat. You know, you hit both of those, you go, oh, yeah, we have the momentum. It's tied up. Here we go. Now you're down 1. Now you give up the corner 3 to Lopez, and you're down 4. It's a 2-possession game all of a sudden. Back to 2 scores. Milwaukee, 47% from 3 on the night. Jovic not able to respond for 3, but Bam with the big slam. Bam with the slam. It's back to 2, chat. And I feel like that Lopez corner 3, like we said, that might be there. Let Brook Lopez beat him. It may happen. Gary Trent in the Giannis role. Because make no mistake, like we said, I think AJ Green would be out there. Oh, no, Andre Jackson's out there right now. Andre Jackson in the Giannis role, maybe. Baller to the rim. Blocked by Lopez. Blocked by Lopez. I think they got a block, though, or a goaltend. A goaltend, and the game is tied on a goaltend. How fitting, chat. Lopez, lucky he didn't get the foul as well, too. So the 20-point lead erased. Milwaukee. I don't know if we need to come up with a stripper name for Milwaukee. But another blow, chat. And now they're searching for foul calls. They're frustrated at the refs. This is the signs of collapse. The fall of Rome, chat. I guess if Milwaukee probably never roamed, though. if we were doing a current NBA teams, the historical dynasty rankings, Milwaukee, definitely not the Roman dynasty. Probably Boston right now, chat, if we're going current teams. Maybe Golden State. I guess, it also depends what era of the Roman dynasty, too, because if it's Golden State, you go, are we more like Byzantine Empire right now with Golden State? Sort of post the Roman, post the Big Three. But actual, like, Roman Empire, peak of the powers, Julius Caesar. You go, maybe it's OKC, but then maybe OKC is like that, early post-Greece sort of Roman Empire, sort of just emerging. Who knows? Okay, chat, there are commercial breaks, so I guess we can go cheat on over to this game for just a second. Oh, Kansas still up by 12, chat. We may not be missing much. We're not missing much. Harris with an 8-4 in the first half for Kansas. Was he first team All-American last year, chat? You bring him back? Kansas at 5-0. Okay, back to 10. Duke just needs us to keep watching because they make mini runs when we're tuned into the game. Kansas offense falls apart. Dwan Harris is on a 22-2 interception to turnover run over the last handful of games. I mean, between Harris and Dickinson alone, like, come on, the amount of games that those guys have played together, or not even together, just in college basketball, but also together as well, too. Like, yeah, of course this team's number one. Proctor for 3. There we go, chat. Like we said, we're the Cooper Flag good luck charm. They've cut this to 7. Oh, Bill Self. Oh, I thought they called a timeout. I was going to say that was a brilliant timeout because now we were going to switch back. But a foul on Duke. Shire livid. Great find by Knuppel in transition for Proctor on that previous 3. Once they bring Knuppel back into the game, chat. So 10-2 on the Duke transition points right now. Something to look at again. Maybe playing fast, beneficial for Duke. Okay, chat. We have a tricky situation here. A couple of games heating up. But we do have to focus on the fourth quarter game. Jovic taking Dame in the post. Did he draw the foul? I think he did, chat. They're going to tie it up. So Miami getting some respect at the free throw line here. In the fourth quarter. Oh, only 1 out of 2 for Jovic. Ooh, if they had some free throws, chat. They've missed 7 free throws tonight. Whoa, costly. Not so costly when you're down 20, but all of a sudden, chat, you keep playing hard and you go, we wish we would have invested earlier. Oh, AJ Green, the corner 3. He's a killer, chat. You can't leave AJ Green open even for a millisecond. He's a sniper. Oh, Rozier. That didn't look like a good 3. Off the screen, he was open, but it didn't look like he was on balance. He still got it to go, though. Back down by 1. That was big, chat. Feels like Milwaukee might have been able to do a little 2-score sort of maybe arm's length ordeal. AJ Green again, chat. Oh, he's a killer, chat. He's a menace. Mama mentality for AJ Green. The 3 right in Hero's eye. White on white crime. Was that Hero that was on him? I forget. Miami not able to respond. Milwaukee up 4 with 2 minutes, chat. They might have just done it. If they get a bucket here. Lopez. Oh, he passed up the corner 3. Bam draws the foul on the closeout. But AJ Green, chat, the fourth quarter closer when Giannis is not in the game, it literally is AJ Green. I know Dame time, Dame Lillard, all that stuff, but he's tired. He does all his work early. He's a first half. Dame Lillard's a first halfsman. Or more like a one halfsman, chat. What did he have? 25 in the first half? Almost a 30 piece. Here we go with Bam. The sidestep by Dame. It's a long three off the back of the rim, chat. Not what he once was. So down 4 with 90 seconds. Miami, they just need a good look. It's a Jovic three. Ooh. He didn't get it, chat. It was an open look, but Jovic. Oh, it was Jovic maybe that was on him. It was white on white crime somewhere on that last three. But Jovic is no AJ Green. Maybe you want to take one more swing, one more pass around the hoop just to see. There's the dagger, chat. Oh, AJ Green could have put in the dagger. There's still a minute. They're still down 4. As long as Hero doesn't turn it over, they'll be okay. A crazy three by Hero, blocked by Lopez. No foul. No foul. A couple of bad possessions by Miami, chat. You could have settled down and got a look for 3. Rozier makes up for it with a 3 on the other end. Maybe he just worked the math. As long as you play good defense and get the stops, it doesn't matter. But they were definitely playing for the 3 on the last couple of possessions and took a little bit of a rushed look. I mean, that Rozier look is a little bit rushed as well, but time was ticking a little bit faster. Of course, now with 30 seconds left in the game, but down 1. Doc Rivers. He needs to take a look at the board real quick. He needs time to think. He calls a timeout. Oh, we're on timeout. Double timeout, chat. This is not good. So let's see what Dame did here in the rest of the second half. Cooper Flag still at 2 points. The 2 for Cooper Flag. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Spurs Jazz, chat. Spurs up by 1. Wemby was 16, 6 of 10 from the field. We're coming, San Antonio. Pause. We just got to finish these games. Our journalistic integrity. We got to watch these games first. One screen at a time. Castle with 8 points early on as well, too. But our journalistic integrity tab, we're already getting sidetracked by the Spurs box score. Lillard. Okay, Lillard has 37, so I don't know what he finished with in that first half. Did he get to 30, chat? So if he's at 25, if he was at 25, that's a 12-point half. I mean, yeah, that's still good. That's 24 points a game. That's a star player in the league, of course. You're happy with that. But if it's a 7-point half after a 30-point half, not ideal, chat. Would not be ideal. But he has a chance to put Milwaukee up 1 with only a few seconds remaining. He's going to run the clock down and take the last shot. It's going to be a long step back 3. Again, they're bringing Bam up for the pick and roll switch. Oh, and they leave AJ Green wide open. They leave AJ Green open, chat. Wow. The ball movement for Milwaukee does it on the last possession. Did they call something, chat? Oh, it's late, chat. The Miami fans were cheering. I have sound down right now. But I saw the Miami fans like on their feet cheering, and I was like, why are they cheering after that AJ Green 3? But he did not get it off before the shot clock. But that ended up being good ball movement by Milwaukee. Dame on the Bam switch. Passes it out to Lopez. Lopez into the paint to Connaughton. Connaughton back out for 3. And I mean on that fourth pass, AJ Green wide open for three. And that's, I mean, that's the shot you want, chat. I'm going to be honest, and I don't think this is a hot take at all. I think a reasonable basketball fan would understand what I'm about to say here, but I would take that open AJ Green three over a contested Dame Lillard step back, 30-footer in that moment, 27-footer in that moment. And that's no disrespect to Dame or his ability on those shots. But again, you get what I'm saying. An open AJ Green three, an open three by a 40+ 3-point percent shooter versus a contested one by a 40% shooter. I mean, you're just going to take the open three. It's not a Iggy Steph aliens death beam situation. It's not a I want Iguodala to take the open three. Iguodala's a guy that you leave open to go guard Steph potentially. Like, you're not necessarily game planning your rotations away from AJ Green from the 3-point line. That's his specialty. And, again, with all due respect to Dame Lillard, like Steph Curry, there's like 4 guys in NBA history, not 4, but how many guys in NBA history you're like, almost any contested shot that they would take, you go, okay, they can take it because they're this player. And that's just the shot-making ability that they have. They've earned that. Like, even Shaq. Hero for 3, it rims out. They sub Dame out for defense. He doesn't even get to be out there on the last possession. AJ Green, a better defender than Dame Lillard. Hero got a decent open look. But again, down 1 with a couple seconds left. He didn't necessarily need a 3-pointer. Lopez was in his face for sure, but rimmed out. If it rims out, that means, you essentially got the look you wanted. But I think that little adjustment by Lopez on the closeout definitely may have been the reason that happened. And it kind of went long a little bit. But you didn't need a look there. You could have attacked Lopez. You could have gotten to the rim. I mean, you definitely could have attacked Lopez. Make no mistake. You are getting to the rim if you put that ball on the floor against Brook Lopez. And then you still have the lead at that point. We'll have to go back and watch the replay, chat. We'll see if we can do that quick after this finishes up here. Okay, there's going to be a 3-point game with 1.2 left, so I guess they're still going to get 1 shot off here. Let's see if we can go back and see this Tyler Hero 3-point attempt real quick. And see what we got at the rim. So you've got Andre Jackson, AJ Green, and Taurean Prince as the 3 guys you'd have to get by potentially driving to the rim. So you'd have Jackson and Prince as help side defenders. That could be interesting. But even still, you challenge those guys if you're Tyler Hero. Or you get a little mid-range floater. I think maybe a dribble or 2 more may have not been the worst thing in the world. But, you do by getting a quick look, you do also set yourself up for another look. And they do have another look right now. So, I guess the math's either way. Do you want the most high quality look you can get, or do you want a couple? Do you want 110 or do you want 2 5s? How do you want to make it work? 2 5s equals 110. Lakers Suns up next. There's a good chance we'll have that whole game on. Make no mistake, like we said, we'll Jay Billis, shout out. We'll peek in over on Auburn, North Carolina. But LeBron, is KD back tonight, chat? If KD's back, that game is not leaving the TV probably. But here we go. They advance the ball, so they're going to get the look. It's the elevator doors to Rozier. It's a long 3. Oh, he had the look, chat. That was a long 1.2 to get that dribble down and get that shot off. And he had the time. He had the space. It's tough moving in from your right. Oh, no, he didn't get it off in time. Wow, Milwaukee barely survives. They hold off after almost dramatically giving up the game once again. Okay, only 90 seconds left here in this game, chat, and then... Or first half here for Kansas Duke, and then... We'll go enjoy the rest of the evening. We'll let you be with your families, chat. Once Con Knuppel is able to tie this up at the halftime. 3-point game, 39-36. Duke still jacking up threes. Dickinson still managed to be uncovered. Still not worried about the best player on the team. And young guy, 5-star center. I think the complexities of some of the pick and roll stuff there could be a little different than what you're doing as a wing and perimeter defender. There's just a lot more rotation and some stuff to worry about going to the rim, but they are really getting in, really getting anything they want there. That time it was just Harris going straight down on his own. Pause. Oh, the rush three-pointer by Kansas is going to give Duke the last look here. Will it be Knuppel? Will it be flag? I think Proctor's going to keep it for himself. The long three. Oh, he's feeling it, chat. He's feeling it, chat. Proctor with the long step back. Put him on the list. Spurs. Is he going to be a second round? Will he be there for San Antonio? The range for Proctor has been evident at the end of this first half. Absolutely incredible. We need a stat chat for the NBA for, even if you don't lose the game, like if you are up by 20 and you still manage to let the other team come back, like that's still, that part of it is a loss. Like I know you may still win the game, but there needs to be its own category for how many, because again, that's still a blown lead. The purpose of, having the 20, like you didn't manage to keep your 20-point lead, or even to some degree. Like, what would be the range, chat? One basket, cutting it to 3, if you're able to get within one shot, but definitely tie. Like, if you're able to be up by 20, how many times has a team been able to other way the other team is tied or taken the lead? I don't know. I feel like Milwaukee right now, though, would be one of the teams up in that category. And there's a little bit of carryover that, too, just the Doc Rivers era there in general, but still, it's still continuing this year. And it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, and this old dog knows how to blow some leads. Pause. And they managed to still close it out, though, again tonight. But shout out. We'll go enjoy the second half of this Duke-Kansas game. We'll go try to see either Gladiator either tomorrow or sometime this weekend, and maybe we'll report back. We'll definitely mention it and react to it at some point, but maybe we won't be able to do a full-on reaction episode on the schedule. Who knows? Maybe that window is passed, but time flies, chat. The news, it keeps on moving, and it's either now or never, but we can still bring it up. There's no rules against that. We can still mention it. I guess we can still do an episode, but we'll just have to see. You'll just have to subscribe to find out. Rem and Sam on YouTube. We're on all the audio platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google, all that stuff. Universal Music, we're not suing any of them either, like Drake, so shout out to our guy. Good luck to him. But we're also on social media, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, OnlyFans. We're just on the internet. At Rem and Sam podcast. Is there some good, is there some high quality Sam content over on the OnlyFans? Who knows? Are his parents checked out at this? Are they checking out this late in the stream for the Thanksgiving edition? Who knows? We should have done a Thanksgiving themed episode. Maybe we'll get locked in. We'll get screwed in for Christmas, chat. Christmas, New Year's, we'll screw in. We'll do themed episodes. I feel me and Sam are festive people for sure, but for some reason, the pun. It's basketball, it's sports. We just get so into the games that we don't even think about the rest of the stuff that goes on. Once the games are fired on, it's just like That's all that's honest. The games and basketball. Shout out to the old Ringer basketball drop. Maybe they're still using it, but the basketball is very good. Basketball is very good, chat. Sports, football, all of it. It's great. We live in a great country. Very thankful for it, chat. God bless America. Shout out John 3:16. Go be with your families this holiday, chat. Have a good Thanksgiving. Get fat. Hopefully we are, much fatter. Hopefully bulking season just all happens on Thanksgiving. And the peace of mind, the ease of all that. Just take care of it. And then we'll just be able to maintain going into the summer. But like I said, follow us on socials. We'll be out there. Same schedule. We'll still be back. Same time this week. Talking more NBA Cup. I don't even know. Is the NBA Cup still going on Friday? Who knows, chat? If it is, we'll be there watching it. We got Black Friday game, chat. Ooh. Don't miss it, chat. Stay tuned. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. And we had fun tonight as well. Thank you guys for jumping on. And have a good night.